I rise to adjourn in the memory of Crecencio Cruz Padilla, a longtime resident of Castroville in Monterey County, who was widely known for a lifetime of civil rights work and activism. Born in Mexico City, the second of 9 children, Mr. Padilla arrived in Monterey County with his family in 1953 when he was 18. He married and he lived with his wife in housing provided by Driscoll's Berries, where they both worked picking strawberries. In the 1960s, Mr. Padilla was hired as a community liaison worker by the Castroville Head Start program. During that time, he began to take night classes at Hartnell Community College studying criminal law. He was eventually hired to work as an investigator at the Monterey County Public Defender's Office in 1974, where he worked until he retired 25 years later. But the work that had the greatest impact was his volunteer work on behalf of the Latino farm worker community. Crecencio Padilla was a pioneering civil rights activist, and in 1972, he founded the North Monterey County chapter of the League of United Latin American Citizens, an advocacy organization for civil rights. Mr. Padilla supported Cesar Chavez and the United Farm Workers in their fight for unionization, and he led the efforts to move from at-large elections to district elections, which provided the opportunity for minority communities of color to elect representatives of their choice. His life was dedicated to helping those in the community of little means and who were the underdogs. In his relentless pursuit of justice, he worked to free Lorenzo Nunez, who spent 6 years in prison for a crime he did not commit. He was exonerated thanks to Mr. Padilla's tireless pursuit of the facts. But there were countless times when Mr. Padilla's passion for defending didn't make the headlines. He was known to take in families he found without shelter at the courthouse, and he received phone calls asking for help all hours of the day. He stood up for those who had no voice, and his passion for helping others was rooted in his heart. Mr. Padilla's most important legacy, however, was his dedication to his family. His children refer to him as an amazing father and husband, a man who gave so much love and support. Mr. Padilla is survived by his wife of 60 years, Mercedes Padilla, 4 children, Mary Ellen Hernandez, Manuel Padilla, Ray Padilla, and Marta Chavarria, 12 grandchildren, 10 great-grandchildren, and 7 siblings. He was an amazing role model for his family and the community, and he paved the way for so many others. His legacy will live forever.